Hello everyone and welcome to this edition of the Primetime Newscast in the English language on Canal International. We begin with our top stories. The whereabouts of the alleged chosen chief of the Mbangen Chiefdom remains unknown a day after he was arrested by security forces and thrown in jail in Buda. The population have been out since yesterday to demand for the release of their chief and has criticized the administration for imposing a chief on them. Despite its immense potential, DOUALA still faces problems linked to poor urban planning. Urgent attention is needed. Town planning experts, architects, engineers have often been sidelined in their crucial role of putting up proper structures that befit the city of DOUALA. Those are major stories. Details right ahead. Good evening once more. Several families have been rendered homeless here in DOUALA after council caterpillars pulled their houses, claiming they were occupying the land illegally, but the families have condemned the violence around the demolition. According to them, they have court documents on the land. The son of a certain Kamto Robert, claiming ownership of the land, says the occupants had been issued eviction notices since 2010. More in the following story. Lamentations of a 61-year-old woman whose house has just been demolished by city council caterpillars. Her daughter Clemence is here with her. They tell us their late father lived here for the past 40 years.
This is an issue since 2018. A man came claiming that he is the owner of this land, the land where we are, claiming that it is his land. So they went to court and he locked my mother up. She made 6 months in prison. She was in prison for 6 months. So when she came out, the man continued following her.
Though not surprised by the actions of an individual, the family justifies with documents claiming the matter was still pending in court, with no judgment giving leeway to pull down the houses.
The lawyer of my mother gave all the paper testifying that there's an issue concerning the land pending in the court.
Herman Gomsi is the son of the man believed to be behind this demolition. He brandishes documents that takes us back to 1975 when they allegedly bought the land.
Ces personnes sont venues s'installer sur notre terrain où on a un titre foncier.
The family has purportedly tried getting a land title but failed because the area was swampy then. They continue to question injustice on the file.
Our father is already dead. He wanted to buy a land document. They told him that is, how do you call it in English, a zone verte. They don't give titre foncier, c'est une zone verte.
Not far from the 700-meter square parcel of land, the city council equally destroyed other structures illegally occupying public space. Tensions remain high while the affected families are stranded on the spot, claiming they have nowhere else to go to. Despite its immense potential, DOUALA still faces problems linked to poor urban planning that needs urgent attention. Town planning experts, architects, engineers, and others in the construction chain have often been sidelined in their crucial role of putting up befitting structures. The shortcomings or lapses are being diagnosed at the DOUALA city planning days, where the population are sensitization ground for the population. More in the following story. DOUALA for the past months has been on the spotlight, with its inhabitants constantly trapped in collapsed buildings, floods, deteriorating roads, and a lot more. All of this caused by poor urban planning. The Cameroon's National Order of Town Planners and Engineers are disturbed.
When it comes to talk about town, we talk about land title. We cannot talk about town without mentioning the land title. So For a town to be developed, the government should implement the procedure of obtaining light or facilitate the procedure of light.
Don't think that Douala is the town where you have to rethink all the organization, all the planning. No, you have something in Douala who work very well, and another one who is not available for the development of our countries.
Having recognized that poor urbanization has damaged the city, the Douala City Mayor formulates solutions through the urbanization days, a way of sensitizing and conscientizing its population on different procedures to undertake before erecting a building.
It is important to let people know that when you want to build something, you need a permit. This is just to be sure that what we are going to build is according to the law, is according to the regulation of in a matter of urban design.
At the 3 days event, which unfolded this day, the presence of different actors in the construction chain, labo génie, architects, engineers, and a lot more speaks volume of the gravity of anarchical constructions in Douala.
These open days are aimed to inform the public and to let people come and see what we are doing.
The city development strategy is currently being exploited, especially in the new areas still under expansion. Objective is to improve living conditions of urban dwellers, a majority of who live in precarious conditions. Meanwhile, role of town planners in solving this issue of poor infrastructure has been swept under carpet for decades now. And we take you to the town of Banganthe in the west region of Cameroon, where a road accident has claimed the life of a student. Frank Dimitri Chumba was on his way to school when he met the unfortunate incident. More on the story with our student, journalist Christy Ariaya.
Frank Dimitri Chumba, a first-year student in Premier F2 at Banganthe Technical High School, tragically met his end while on his way to school. The incident occurred when he was struck by a speeding vehicle. The father didn't have any injury. The car didn't hit the bike. It instead hit the child behind the car. I all heard a sound, and on turning back, I saw how the car hit the child. The head of the child was divided. The brain was even outside. It was really shocking. In the early hours of the morning, 18-year-old Frank Dimitri began his day accompanied by his father, who was responsible for his safe arrival at school. However, fate had other plans. Around 7 a.m., amidst high rainfall, the guardian attempted to navigate a muddy stretch of road, and it was during this critical moment that the unthinkable occurred, leaving the grieving family in a state of shock and disbelief. I was at the farm in the morning. By leaving the house, I left my younger brother. At 7 a.m., I received a call that my younger brother has had an accident and the head has been damaged. On arriving at the mortuary, they had already stitched the wound. The lifeless body of Frank Dimitri Chumba was transported to the mortuary at Banganthe District Hospital, while the guardian and the driver of the vehicle are currently being questioned at the Banganthe police station.
And the whereabouts of the alleged chosen chief of Bangem, Chiefdom, remains unknown a day after he was arrested by security forces and thrown in jail in Buda. The population has been out since yesterday to demand for his release, the release of their chief, and has criticized the administration for imposing a chief on them. The Bangem chieftaincy conflict dates back to 3 years and has taken another twist, as our reporter Gladys Ambodiba reports.
Tensions continue to mount in Bagam, Buda, in the west region for the third day running, as the whereabouts of the chief, Paul Bia Moyebo Nzote Matureng, who was arrested and thrown in jail by security forces, now remains unknown. He is said to have been sneaked out of jail to an unknown destination. The town remains under tight security. The population is angry and have raised barricades on strategic positions, insisting on having their chief released immediately. He was arrested following an inheritance crisis that has been rocking the Bagam Chiefdom for the past 3 years. It all started when the population as well as notables vehemently refused to accept a new chief, Tedom, imposed to them by the administration. They reportedly chased him from the palace and enthroned Paul Biya Moyebe Nzote Matureng as their new chief.
We have removed our chief, the real chief. It is not the administration that should choose and enthrone a chief for us. We are demanding for his release. He is the successor of the former chief. What we are living today is shameful. The administration has reacted poorly.
The population is calling on elites and the administration to hands off the current problem and permit their village have peace.
We are calling on all elites and the administration in Bagam to hands off from this matter and give our village peace once again.
It should be recalled that on Monday, October 23, 2024, elderly women in the village joined the population to demand the release of the chief chosen by the gods of the land. Most of them stripped themselves naked, throwing curses on the administration and security forces.
And for some time now, there has been rampant cases of harassment in public transport vehicles. The alarming rates of insecurity in taxis and motorbikes has become a major call for concern, with passengers and drivers now developing new strategies in order to avoid being harassed or ambushed as they go about their daily activities. Fro Williams talked to some of them. His story.
The surge in urban criminality in the public transport sector is alarming. City dwellers have designed new safety measures as they move around.
I
always look for a bike rider having identifiers and paying attention to their identification number. In short, I prefer waiting for a bike rider with an identification kit. I usually go for personality, the image of the person, people who are responsible, and I guess with them we can avoid all of that. Taxi drivers and motorbike riders are on alert as they are obliged to guarantee the safety of their passengers. I always try checking if the passenger beside me has a handbag or a phone, so I take up the window and ask them not to manipulate their phone with their window down. You have to be responsible in every domain. Be neat with security tools, and your bike has to be in good shape, be of good morals, and lastly, have your bike identification kits. Thus, by the presence of the forces of law and order, many critics say security is first an individual initiative before being collective.
Everybody must take precaution to himself, and because it's us who are the security. You cannot call a policeman to come and take a security guide inside a passenger. So when you look at the passenger, when you hear the type of language they are saying, you just tell the taxman to drop you.
It should be noted, the city of Douala alone witnesses uncountable cases of urban criminality each day. Time does for all to watch out for oneself.
And choices to help transform the country and offer better future to Cameroonian students and job seekers are on display at the 3-day academic and career counseling forum Wednesday on the way in the nation's political capital, Yaoundé. This initiative by Higher Education Minister is for students and for job seekers to have a clear vision of what the future holds for them. Beatrice Gamo completes that story.
Having a vivid picture and understanding of training opportunities and what the job market is offering for the development of the country today, information students and job seekers need to know and go for it.
I urge you, dear students, more than in the past, to rise to the challenges of the university of the third millennium to build an exemplary and emerging Republic. Together, we must promote the digital economy in conjunction with innovation and the professions for the future.
Appeal to take advantage of the 3 days academic and career counseling forum underway at the Yaoundé Multipurpose Sports Complex.
We have officials of public and private institutions here present to inform students as to different training opportunities that are available in their institutions. We also have guidance counselors here present to guide the students and give them answers to their questions, the burning questions they are having concerning the training opportunities available in Cameroon and what they can actually do depending on the qualifications they have.
A move to awaken, merge and realize the dreams of most students and job seekers. The vision of the forum is to help the youths acquire the best, look to the future with hope, far from the many negative societal errors today.
And that report brings us to the end of this edition of the Primetime Newscast in the English language on Canal International. Thanks so much for watching. But coming up next is the brief with Lil Piaget. I will be back same time tomorrow for another edition. Good night.